Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada. Om Ganganapate Namaha. Shri Sadguru Bhyo Namaha. Om Aim Rim Klim Chamundai Viche. Om Gunatito Aksharam Brahma Bhagavan Purushottamaha. Jano Janandidam Satyam Uchate. Bhava Bandhanat. Om Bhagavate Shri Swaminarayana Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Narayana Namaha. Shri Radha Krishnaya Namo Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Shri Hanumanji Maharaj Ki Jai. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 6th of December 2024. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to Paramatma, residing in the heart of all beings. We are continuing to examine fundamental concepts, terminology, in Advaita Vedanta. We're going deeper into our contemplation on the non-dualistic interpretations and perspectives of great sages with regards to Advaita Vedanta. Please remember, Advaita means non-dual, not two. It means one. That there is only one and only one. Not two. The two that is there, the multiplicity that is there, is only apparent. It only seems to be there. Again, there is quite a bit of Vedantic technical terminology to explain these ideas. There's lots of words, and I'm actually working on an entire Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta book that shows this terminology and some of its foundation in detail. It takes time to understand. It's not easy. It's difficult for anyone to grasp. It's difficult, and it's extremely difficult to explain these ideas also. Because it's not our everyday run-of-the-mill kind of thing. It's also, it's not like Puranic literature. That's also difficult. Bhagwan Krishna has done some Leela, Bhagwan Ram went to the forest. Those kinds of stories, and you can derive meaning out of that. That's easier, much, much easier. This is very, very extremely difficult to try to present these ideas because it can easily be misunderstood. Very, very easily. And I have to also be very careful in how I'm trying to present this, because the problem is the language is never adequate to the reality. So the accuracy of the language is necessary, but it's never going to be 100% the same as what the actual reality can be. So we do our best. We ask God for forgiveness, and that's why we, at the end of the whole satsang every day, we do the Shama Prarthana and all that, because hamari buddhi kya thodi buddhi hai. We cannot imagine that supreme intelligence. We cannot imagine, but we do what we can do. And whatever begins to drop as clarity, drops of clarity, drops of nectar, that is good. Stay with that. Then we can progress and the reality will open further. So I just want to mention that, because this is, I was thinking yesterday about, how to present some of these ideas, and it is, it is each one is very, very much in need of a lot of contemplation. You see, so it's not a simple thing, So, for example, we've been talking about, to continue from yesterday, a little bit further today, about this grief and sorrow and shoka and all this thing that is part of life. We know that these experiences are real. It's not that they are unreal, that they are there in life. We also have a body. A child comes into this world. The child has all variety of experiences. The aham and mamatva develops. What if it didn't develop? Can you live in the world? You cannot. See that. That's the thing about this. If there was no grief, if there was no happiness, there was no sukha, there is no dukkha, there's no birth even. Birth is there because there is some type of avidya, ajnan, binding, causal body, whatever word you want to use, it is there. That is why the birth is there. And once the birth is there, all of the life's experiences are going to come into the picture. They cannot be avoided. Impossible. Impossible. When a child is born with a body, like Sachin was born with a body, this body at 1970, in November 13, 1970, there are 5 senses and the body was healthy, relatively healthy, and so the 5 senses are there. There's going to be experience of Prakriti. That's the nature of the body. That's the nature of Prakriti. You cannot say that, why this experience is there. We can say why it is there, but it's there. Doesn't matter if you understand it or not. And it only disappears in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Then there's no body. And so in Sanatana Dharma, there is this entire history of great sages and yogis. They go into Samadhi, and there's even holy places around where they've taken Samadhi. Quite a few are there in India and maybe throughout the world also. So Samadhi is a different, it's where the body is just shed completely. Body, mind, kuch bhi nahi, only Brahman. That higher conscious Prakriti nahi hai wahan. So there's no duality of any kind. It is called Nirakara Brahman. Vachanamrut mein isko Brahma Shushupti kehte hai. These words sound very interesting. Even these prayers that are done, oh Lord, I am the drop and make me the ocean, the drop in the ocean analogy, the wave in the ocean. Thousands of analogies, so much. It's amazing things are there, right? And we're going to get into that. But the fact of the matter is that the diversity of the world doesn't disappear as long as there's a body. It's the same world is going to be there. The world that is in the Jagrat Avastha. Yes, from the point of view of the Atma, the Jagrat Avastha, waking state, disappears for that Jivatma when that person goes into Swapna, into dream state, and then into Shushupti, and then back into Jagrat. Yes, but Vedanta is saying there is a level beyond these 3. Remember the 333? Remember this, right? Sattva, Raj, Tam, Jagra, Sapna, Shushupti, Sthul, Sukshma, Karan. 333. And beyond all of this is the Turiya Pad. Turiya meaning the 4th, the Atma Tattva. And that state of realization, when we reach that, do we still experience, the 6 urmis? Like hunger, thirst? Do we experience hunger, thirst? Well, yes. Even when you have gone beyond the 3 gunas of Maya by the grace of God and great saints, still bhook to lagti hai. Par farak kya hai isme? That there is no ahankar that I am hungry. The difference is there is hunger and there is satisfaction. Not I am hungry and I am satisfied. That itna hi farak hai. So how these urmis remain and how they disappear. In some sense they remain. In another sense they don't remain. All 6 of them. For example, we were looking at shoka, S-H-O-K, grief. When we see some suffering outside, does the enlightened person not feel that? Of course. But there isn't the sense I am unhappy because of that. There is the experience of that which is reflected here. It is just a reflected experience, and the response that comes out is not of personalized dukkha. The response is impersonal karuna. That's the difference. We can turn on the TV and this war that is going on, several wars are going on right now. We can see some pretty horrific stuff, right? If Shankaracharya ji is to watch CNN with us and watch a half an hour of the daily news, How would he see it? Would he not see what we see? Same thing he will see. Same thing he will see. But what's the difference? He will not be agitated by it at all. Does it mean he doesn't care or doesn't have? On the contrary, what will be happening from inside of him is that there is a flood of karuna. इसको कहते हैं दिव्य, is called divine compassion. Not our kind of compassion, which is all mixed up. Not that kind. Divya karuna. Divya is divine compassion. See, the word divyam, that is referring to that fourth state, beyond the three gunas of Maya. So what is that karuna? How can we describe it? This is the trouble, right? It cannot be described actually. Iske description koi kar hi nahi sakta. But we shall try to do, just to kind of point towards that. He would see, it is the perception of each jivatma and the culture and the subculture and the society stuck inside the binding power of Mahamaya individually because of their ahankar. And the energy flow. He sees all of that at one time. For example, if Sachin is watching CNN, and do we think, well, okay, this is the binding power of Maya, and all of these people, are having rag, dvesh, aham, mamatva, and that's why this is happening. And then because of that, there is a karmic connection that they're getting entangled from lifetime. Does anybody think like that when they're watching CNN? Of course not. Nobody even knows how to see this world of Prakriti. Vedanta is teaching us how to change our vision. And because we change our vision, the actions don't change that much, really. Sarva bhuta hite rataha. We always, it's not that I am doing good for the sansar. Good, the best quality action towards this world of Maya is performed without entanglement, without any kind of getting lost inside, like Vivekananda Swami. Vivekananda Swami spoke for many years, giving lectures, teaching, doing his sadhana. If he says, well, the world is just an illusion, jagat mithya, brahma satyam, jagat kya, kuch karna hi nahi. Aisa chalta hai? No, that doesn't work like that. Even Raman Maharishi, see his videos, there's thousands of books and articles and videos, everything is available, most of it is available for free. Did Raman Maharishi said, I'm on the Arunachal mountain, kuch Brahma Satyam and Atma, Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya, don't teach anybody, don't talk to anybody, don't do anything, screw this world completely, forget this world. As a negative, has he done that? No. But what has he done? He's in his own glory of the self, of the Atma. And he says, let the teaching flow. He's not saying, I'm teaching you. Raman Maharishi is sitting in his own, he's realized the Atma. And people are attracted to him because of the realization. They're not attracted to him because of the words. Words come later. The realization comes first. In most people who are just expounding ideas, words are there. It's, pushpitam vachaha, as the Gita says. Lots of flowery language. It's okay. That's still good. But realization may not be there. Realization is the key. Can we change the vision? Is it possible, as I mentioned, one of the sadhanas we talked about before, that to live inside Newark, Delaware, without the idea of Newark, Delaware, or United States, remove the political boundary. Kitna hard hai ye? It's so difficult. I drive my car, Delaware license plate, New Jersey license plate, this license plate. We live in a fabricated reality. It's not real. There's nothing like Delaware or India or Pakistan or Bharat or anything, There's none of these countries are real. from the Paramarthika Satyam. There's only land. And even that land is not there. There's only Brahman. और कुछ है ही नहीं actually. The reality is that there is one tattva only that is manifesting through its own very mysterious power of Maya as the many. So what is the sadhana for us today? I just have a few minutes here. I'm going to try to stick to time. We were talking about shoka. There is a sadhana for this. Very powerful sadhana. Even when things are changing in life, life is filled with change. There's all kinds of changes. There's ups and downs and highs and lows, and the weather keeps changing and climate keeps changing and bodies. Constant changes there. What is the sadhana? It is to perceive without any kind of inner, how can I say this? Without any kind of inner barrier, internal barrier, to perceive the change. Constant changes there. Ye ek dhyan hai. To sit in front of the murti of God. Always start with bhajans and mantras and then sit with a mala. और इसको कहते हैं आत्म विचार. ये आत्म विचार का मार्ग है. One of the ways, there's many ways to do this. One way is just to see, okay, this body is here, Sachin is here. Look at the changes that have happened in my life, the experiences. What do I find? Every day there's change, every moment. So many people have come and gone, and this has happened. The story, it's called a narrative. It's a narrative. I have a personal narrative. Okay. Then there is the narrative of the world. There's the narrative of the sansar. To perceive without any screens the nature of change. And then the next step is to dive into the Atma. The mind dives into the Atma through bhakti and jnana, through vairagya, through dharma, jnana, vairagya, bhakti. It is the retuning of the mental frequency back into the Atma. In Vachanamrut, Maharaj has said, Jeev ane man ane jeevni mitratanu. It's Garada Ante 9, Vachanamrut. That they are friends. The mind and the Jivatma are friends. This is a very interesting way to describe that. You know, that our mental capacity, the Antakarana, once it begins to recognize that everything is temporary, it becomes very steady. Purna sthirta aa jati hai isme. And so that is a transition from the mixed up jiva into the Shiva. You know, Shankar Bhagwan is sitting very peacefully. Kitna sthir, see the way the iconography, the depiction of the murti, kitni sthirta hai. I'm reminded of the Durga temple in New Jersey. You may have gone there. There is a murti of Shivji there. वो मूर्ति का दर्शन करना कभी. You have to if you go to that Durga temple in New Jersey, it's like north of Edison or something. I'm not sure exactly the location. I've been there a couple of times over the years. When you go there, go take a shower first and then go inside the mandir darshan karna. There's a big murti of Durga Devi, but behind that murti, they have additional area back there. And there's a murti in the corner of Bhagwan Shankar. और वो एक अद्भुत मूर्ति. I've never seen a मूर्ति like that before. और वो मूर्ति का दर्शन करना. There's just something very special about that murti. And take this mala, Namah Shivaya mantra. And if you take headphone with you or something, just put Namah Shivaya mantra on. और उनके पास आशीर्वाद लेना. That it is something very special. Amazing. Amazing. और वो क्या है? We cannot understand this thing. But it is the grace of Paramatma that showers inside. So our transition from Jeev to Shiv occurs. Shivoham, Shivoham, Chidananda Rupam. Right? Shankaracharya ji कहते हैं. The transition from Jeev to Shiv is beautifully possible through the Murti of Shankar Bhagwan. हाँ, भगवान शंकर की जो मूर्ति है ना, it's very important. Shivling is important also. They're the same. There's no difference. But when you have a murti and the bhavana of the murti, that is a personalized ishta connection. The shivling is more of the nirakar swarup, of the more jyoti swarup. But the murti that is there, that brings a personalized connection with Bhagwan. So भगवान की जो साकार मूर्ति है, इसके साथ जोड़ना. That will evolve our mind very rapidly towards the Atma. So that is a sadhana. That is a very beautiful sadhana. Whichever murti you like, it doesn't matter. But feel, believe intensely कि ये भगवान है. Whichever, Krishna Bhagwan ki murti, Ram Bhagwan ki murti, whichever one, doesn't matter, Maharaj ki murti, aapki jo ichha, Devi ki murti, it should resonate inside. It's the resonance inside. These ideas in Vedanta, ideally what to do, take the scripture Vivek Chudamani. I'm talking about for Vedanta students. Vivek Chudamani ka jo shastra hai wo lena. Take it with you to the murti, to the temple where Shivji is. Shivji ki murti hai. और थोड़ा पूजन करना इसका, मंत्र करना, and ask for blessings. May you give this viveka inside this mind. Ask and you shall receive. To ask the Lord, to ask great sages. And then Bhagwan ki jo murti hai, one more point, then we'll close. With lot of love and affection, see the form of the murti. Murti darshan. Murti ka darshan kaise karna? With lot of love, great love, and nishta, prem, nishta, shraddha se murti ka darshan karna. Take some time. Spend good half an hour sitting in front of the murti, sitting on the ground or standing and doing. People rush. So I have observed so many times. They stand like for 5 seconds, like as if they're doing some kind of a salam to somebody, It's a foolishness. This is not how the darshan is to be done. It's okay, do something better than nothing. So Bhagwan is there, he's just like you're saluting him and saying, okay, let me get out from here. It's not like that. That is not how to do darshan. You take good half an hour, 1 hour, stand in front of that murti. Then the relationship develops. Do we not spend hours and hours sitting in restaurants with our loved ones? How much time? Why don't we spend time with our Ishta Devata? Isn't it so? With our husband, with our wife, with our kids, with our grandkids, with this, with that. We spend hours and hours and hours. Karo, that is also Shiv. No, we want to get to that point where they're also only Shiv. They're only consciousness. But to get to that stage, Bhagwan ki jo murti hai, unke saath sambandh, how we can establish, spend some time. Shastra hona chahiye. When we go to the temple, mala honi chahiye. Shastra hona chahiye. One scripture. The Gita is fine. Take Vivek Chudamani, that's fine. Whichever one you like. And with Shraddha, say, it's just me and you, me and you, me and you. And that's it. And everything is within you, and you are within everything. With that bhavna, Shraddha, prem ka sambandh. This is to establish the sambandh. Just like when young couple comes together and they want to establish, they go to restaurants and they send pictures and they send flowers and dozen roses and this and that. Yes, Vedanta will say that is a reflection, pratibhasika satyam. These attractions that are there, it is a reflection of that same love. The love isn't anything different. वो शिव शक्ति का ही प्रेम है. But it is reflected inside Maya, inside the 3 gunas of Maya. But that love that is the source, which is the actual source, that is the Shiva Tattva itself, the Brahma Tattva itself. All right, let's stop here. Otherwise, we will not be able to stop. Om Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam Pujamulam गुरोर्पदं मोक्षमूलं गुरोर्कृपा। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्ष्य मामृतात्। ॐ दिव्यलिङ्गाय नमः, ऊर्ध्वलिङ्गाय नमः, आनन्दलिङ्गाय नमः, आत्मलिङ्गाय नमः, परमात्मलिङ्गाय नमः, द्वादश ज्योतिर्लिङ्गाय नमो नमः। ॐ ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विचे। 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 सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरि नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु महासरस्वती रूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री परमगुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं श्रीं क्रां क्रीं स्वाहा। ओम दुर्गे दुर्गे रक्षिणी ठ ठ स्वाहा। ओम श्री राधा कृष्णार्पणमस्तु।